G'day guys and welcome to my lab. In this, our 5th lesson in the Make Monkey Fracas Jr. in Godot 4 tutorial series, we're going to be adding the barrel that our monkey throws. We need to do the barrel first just because in our monkey code, we've got a lot there about the barrel, so it's best if we get that done first. So let's dive in and get our barrels throwing. So in this one, we're going to be making our barrel scene, our barrel script, and you're going to need the barrel.png. So as always, let's start off by refreshing where we got to last time. So let's just run our game as it stands. So we've got our movement up and down, our automatic side to side. We've got our laser, we've got our planets. So what we're going to have a go at this time is adding in our barrels. So the reason we need to do our barrels before our monkey is just because we'd have to butcher our monkey code and then redo it. And it's best if we just make our barrels first. But the reality is at the end of this lesson, there won't be anything to test. Okay, so let's just work our way through this one as quick as we can because it's a bit boring. All right, as with all of them, let's create a new scene to get us started. That's where we're going to... There it is there. Okay, new scene. What do we want this to be? Well, just like our laser, we're going to start with an area 2D as our root node, and we are, of course, going to rename that to be barrel. Now, as with all of our area 2Ds, we're going to need a collision shape. Ta-da! And our barrel is also going to need an animated sprite 2D because we actually have some animations for it, just like with our planet. And I think we'll do a timer this time with the nodes. So let's add a timer as well. There we go. All right, so our timer for this one, let's do that one straight away because it's probably the easiest. So get our timer selected. Let's grab our inspector. We want to set our wait time to 10 seconds. We want it to be auto shot, one shot and auto start. There we go. That's done. That was super easy. Now, our animated sprite 2D, well, we're going to need a sprite, aren't we? So find your assets, and the one we're going to need for this particular lesson is the barrel.png, right? So find your barrel, drag it into your assets like so. It decides to put it in the wrong folder. Drop it into the right folder. Okay, so now our animated sprite 2D, let's click on animation in the inspector window. Sprite frames empty, click on empty, click on new sprite frames, click on sprite frames again. And we've got our default, which is fine. And that will be our autoplay. And it can loop, that's fine as well. And we will also need one called explode, just like for the planets. So we've got our default and we've got our explode. Let's sort our default out first. So click on the grid button, go to your assets, your barrel, set it to 1 on the vertical and I think 8 on the horizontal. And we want to grab just the standard animation there. Beautiful. And our explode, we want to actually increase the rate of this one. We don't want it to repeat, either to loop. So put it to like 16 or something. Barrel, 1, 8, and then we grab our exploding ones, add those in, XLEnt. All right, let's save what we've done so far, save it into our scenes folder, of course, barrel.scene. Let's go to our 2D view and have a look at what we've done. Okay, I think this can probably, let's get out that one, probably be a bit bigger if I'm honest. So let's do something more like that. And then let's create our collision shape. So click on your collision shape, empty, click on the empty, go down to circle shape and make it bigger. There we go. XLEnt. Save it. Click on our barrel root node and let's make our script now. So click on the adding script. We don't want to add it to our scenes. Scripts and add that in. And there is our incredibly detailed barrel script. Let's grab the code and I will copy and paste so you don't have to watch me make a million typos. Ooh, that's interesting. That's not what I wanted to copy at all. Copy. Paste. I don't know what I've done wrong here. I seem to have lost all ability. Hey, I made it work. All right, so what are we doing? We're extending our area 2D, of course. We've got a variable for our speed, and we've also got a variable for our velocity just based on that vector 2. We also want to have a signal for when we get destroyed for this because we're tracking the number of barrels as well. All right, we want to connect that animated sprite 2D through as well. So that should all be pretty familiar by now. We've got our set velocity towards player, which we call in our ready function, which we've got down here. Our process function is all about tracking the position and velocity towards the player. We want to connect that on animated sprite 2D finish stuff as well. We've got our timer, so we need to connect a few things through, don't we? Let's click on our timer, click on node, signal the timeout through, and do the same. Our barrel area 2D and area entered, signal that through as well. That then gives us that one and that one connected. I've again got background spelled wrong. Background. All right, so as we keep going down, so our timer, timeout, queue free. So this script is almost the same as the planets, right? Velocity towards player. This is just to make sure that this is a little bit different. We want the barrel to head directly towards the player when the monkey throws it. So our planets continue on a straight line. The barrel's going to go down or up, or depending on where you are. So that's what we're handling there. And then the area entered, global score, and all that sort of stuff as well. So we can save that. So we've now got our barrel GD, we've got our barrel scene. That is all that we can do there because we can't really test it. So when we make our monkey in the next one, that's when we might discover some errors we've made here. But so far, so good. So I'm going to throw up your must may might so you know exactly what you need to do to make sure you don't fall behind. Yeah, let's jump in. Done is that barrel scene and script created, and you've obviously got to add in the barrel.png. You may like to have a mess around with our reading the animated sprite 2D documentation, because we've used it quite a few times now, and there's some pretty complex things you can do with it. Might benefit you to have a read. What you might like to do, well, we'll be making a monkey and the spawn controller for it next, so consider reviewing our planet spawn script for a bit of a refresher. Quote I would like to leave you with this time is from Gloria Steinem, and she once said, "The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off." Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.